Hello, junior spectrum student who are moving from 11 to 12th. In ray optics, last time we have ended with lens maker's formula for thin lens. Now this entire lecture, whatever I will deliver, will only based on how to apply that concept for problem solving. If required, I will extend this concept even in next lecture only also. How to apply this for problem solving. Yes, what was formula for thin lens? For thin lens, one by f is equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon mu1 inside the bracket 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. First we'll go through the terminology. F, focal length, mu2, refractive index of material of lens, and mu1 is refractive index of surrounding medium. R1, radius of curvature for first surface, and R2, radius of curvature for second surface. Now remember some concept, how to apply this. Take convex lens. In that case, if you use this, you are supposed to follow the sign convention. Otherwise your answer will be wrong. For example, how you can mistake. Take it is equiconvex. Means both radii are same, R. Radius of curvature of both these surfaces are same, it is R. If you put both R1, R2 equal to R, then what you are getting? 1 by R minus 1 by R. That is 0. So 1 by F is 0. So F is infinitive. But that answer is wrong. What you are supposed to prepare? How to apply the sign convention for convex lens. Remember, R1 you will take positive, whatever the value, 10, 15 or whatsoever, or even symbol R. R1 you will substitute as positive, while R2 you will substitute as negative. For convex lens, R1 whatever the value you will take positive and R2 negative, so minus minus plus. Same way for concave, biconcave, concave on either side. R1 you will substitute negative and R2 you will substitute positive. Sign convention for convex and concave. Here R1 will be in this direction, R2. Here R1, R2. So they are changing their direction. Now, one more thing. In case of this was convex concave, if you are having plano-convex, as we are taking it as a diverging system, for plano-convex, R1 you will take as some value R, which is available, while second radius of curvature you will take infinitive. What I am discussing, student, how to apply values in lens maker's formula. Same way for plano-concave. In that case, R1 you will take minus R and R2 you will take infinite. This is starting point how to apply sign convention for R1 and R2. Convex, concave, plano-convex, plano-concave. We are going further to this. Yes. We have discussed for convex, concave, plano-convex, plano-concave. Now special case of that, Let's say we are having equiconvex, or you can say biconvex, having equal radii of curvature on either side. Now in that case, 1 by f is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by mu1 inside the bracket 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. So how will substitute value? R1 will be R, then R2 will be minus R. So 1 by F will be mu2 minus mu1 by mu1. This will reduce to 2 by R. Is that clear? 1 by R minus 1 by minus R. So it is 2 by R for equiconvex. Now still, special case of this, because out of 10 questions, in 7 or 8 questions, you will always have, look, for equiconvex, if you are taking R1 equal to R and as per sign convention, R2 equal to minus R, then what we are getting, 1 by F is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by mu1 into 2 by R. Now, as I said, out of 10 questions, in 7 or 8 questions, you will have lens with glass as material and refractive index 1.5. And surrounding medium, if not mentioned, then you have to take care by default. Mu1, which is the refractive index of surrounding medium. If not given, then you have to take air. So, for lens with mu2, refractive index of material of lens 1.5, mu1 is equal to 1. Now what will have 1 by f is equal to 0.5, 1.5 minus 1 by 1.5 into 2 by r, that is 1 by r. 1 by f equals to 1 by r, that's why f equals to r. So remember, although it is special case, but prepare this concept, it will help you to solve some question very fast. For equiconvex lens of glass with refractive index 1.5, its focal length is equal to either of its radius of curvature. Same is correct for concave also, but it will be minus r. Same way, this was convex. Now take plano-convex. We are applying to this equation. Again, R1 is R and R2 is infinitive, as I have discussed. So what will be this formula? 1 by F, is it mu2 minus mu1? mu2 minus mu1 by mu1 into 1 by r only, because R2 is already infinitive. Now we are applying this special case. Take mu2 1.5, mu1 1. So will it reduce to 0.5 by 1? So if I am applying this special case over here, then what I am getting? 1 by f is equal to 0.5 by r. Will it be 1 by twice of r? Or f is equal to twice of r. So for equiconvex lens with refractive index 1.5, when surrounding medium is air, f equal to r, while for plano-convex lens, f equal to twice of r. As I said, if you are applying for concave, only change the sign. Equiconcave minus r, here minus 2r. Relation between f and r with refractive index of lens 1.5. Now from this, we can have a special concept of cutting of lens. Yes, we are going through that. Yes, how you have question on cutting of the lens. Take this convex lens. Equiconvex lens with refractive index 1.5. To understand, we are taking that special case of 1.5. So for convex lens, what was the case? F is equal to R, provided that refractive index is 1.5. Now, if I am cutting this lens into two equal parts in this way, then what will have? Two separate plano-convex lenses, and for plano-convex lens, what we have proved? F equal to 2R, provided that mu2 is equal to 1.5, and yes, mu1 is equal to 1 in each case. So can you say that when you are cutting the lens perpendicular to its principal axis, its focal length change? Here we have cut down the lens perpendicular to the principal axis of lens in this way, then focal length of lens will change. But instead of that, take this. Now you are cutting the lens along the principal axis, and you are having two parts in this way. Part 1 and part 2. So look, here one lens is divided into two parts. Here also one lens is divided into two parts. But in this case, focal length will change because the entire nature of lens have changed. Initially it was convex, now it become two plano-convex. But here, before cutting and after cutting, still it is convex. Nature of lens remain unchanged. And as nature of lens remain unchanged, so here focal length what change? F remain unchanged. So remember this concept. Here lens was cut perpendicular to the principal axis, here parallel to the principal axis. Now in this case, as we have said, focal length is getting changed. Here focal length remain unchanged. Then what will remain unchanged in this figure and what will remain unchanged in this figure? So here intensity, or you can say brightness, intensity or brightness of image remain unchanged, while here intensity or brightness of image change. Why here intensity remain unchanged? Look, this was initial numerical aperture. Aperture, this diameter through which light is passing. So the aperture remain unchanged. So in this case, intensity or brightness of image unchanged. But here intensity or brightness will change. And how intensity or brightness change? What I said here, intensity remain unchanged because before cutting and after cutting, the aperture of lens is same. But nature of lens have changed. From convex it have changed to plano-convex. Here intensity or brightness will change. Why? Because before cutting and after cutting, aperture of lens have been changed. So it affects intensity or brightness. But still, nature of lens remain unchanged, so F remain unchanged. Then how intensity change? Remember, the intensity of light passing through the lens, or you can say brightness of image. Intensity of light is directly proportional to square of the width of the aperture through which light is passing. Intensity is directly proportional to square of the width of the aperture through which light is passing. Yes. how cutting of lens is affecting f and intensity, that we have discussed. Now another concept from lens maker's formula. Students, still we are on that single equation only. 1 by f is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by mu1. 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Another concept what you are supposed to prepare, a pure 10 study, you have used wording like convex is a converging lens and concave is a diverging lens. Yes, it is correct up to a certain extent. But remember, this system is acting like converging or diverging, not only depending on the shape of the lens. It also depends on the refractive indices of lens and surrounding medium. I'll give one example. Like, yes, we'll continue. I'll explain how the system is converging or diverging is not only depending on shape, it also depends on mu1 and mu2. Take one example. Let's say mu2 refractive index of material of lens is 1.2. Mu2 1.2. When this lens is kept in air, then mu1 will be 1. So in that case, mu2 minus mu1 will be positive. And as mu2 minus mu1 is positive, so f is positive, provided that we are already taking convex lens. mu2 minus mu1 positive, f positive, f greater than 0. So system is a converging. Okay. Converging system. Instead of that, same lens with mu2 is equal to 1.2 kept in water. Mu2 is equal to 1.2. For water, refractive index 4 by 3 or 1.33. So mu1 is equal to 1.33. So in that case, mu2 minus mu1 will be less than 0. Here we had mu2 minus mu1 greater than 0, so f greater than 0. Here mu2 minus mu1 less than 0, so f less than 0, so your system is diverging. So system is converging or diverging. Not purely depends on shape of the lens, it also depends on the refractive indices of lens and surrounding medium. An interesting example of this, if you go through this figure, take this lens, parallel beam of light is inciding in this way. Now on this side there are two different medium. One is like this and second medium over here. Refractive index of material of lens is less, say mu2. This medium having refractive index mu1 and this medium having refractive index mu3. Now after passing through lens, light rays are going in this way. So see the figure. These rays have diverged from the principal axis while these have converged towards the principal axis. Means this part of the lens is diverging system while here it is converging. So what you can say, mu2 is less than mu1 but mu2 is greater than mu3. Sorry. So whether the system is converging or diverging, rather than only depending on shape, it also depends on refractive index of material of lens and surrounding medium. Similarly, focal length of lens can also change when lens is deep in some medium or the surrounding medium change. Students, still some concepts are left, but in this virtual lecture it is limitation. So still I have to go through this formula lecture one more and then we'll resume electrostatic. Silvering of the lens, changing the surrounding medium, dispersing power of the lens, etc. So still wait for one more smaller version of this lecture before I start electrostatic.